This is Gary Atensi with CNTV, and today we're in Denver, Colorado. I'm here at Fischer Van Lines. Basically been providing moving and storage for the people of Denver, Boulder, state of Colorado since 2004. I'm here with the owner and the founder, Jeff Fischer. Let me ask you, Jeff, got involved in this industry pretty young. At age 18, you've been out there moving things all over the world. Tell me, what got you involved in it?
You know, back then it was all about finding a job. So, but I was working out about 5 days a week back then, and probably 2 hours a day, and I thought I was in pretty good shape. And I went and moved 2 one-bedroom apartments in one day. That's the first time I ever moved, and it kicked my butt. And it was such a challenge, and the feeling of getting a person from A to B, the accomplishment, and the help that we provided for those people, it was indescribable for me. I knew I was in my zone.
Wonderful. Let me ask you, when you first started this company, you basically came to the plate with 19 years of experience. You basically had a lot of experience to bring to the consumers out there. And let me ask you, this is something, you can move anything, honestly, from apartments to warehouses now and everything in between. Give me that gamut of list of everything you guys have moved in the past years.
Well, in the past years out here in Denver, again, we've, I'll reiterate what you just said, you know, warehouses, people's small apartments. We've done mansions. We do pack moves, unpacks. We'll do mechanical equipment, pianos, grand pianos, baby grand pianos. You got it, we'll move it just as long as it's not hazardous material. That's a $15,000 fine, and we don't want it.
Ouch. As a family-owned business, obviously you guys understand the value that people have in their belongings. How are you able to basically make sure that you hit your #1 goal, which is making sure utmost care is taken? That starts from ground zero. I had been a mover for quite a few years before I started my company, and I learned from the best, and I knew exactly what to look for when I started to hire people. So we hire nothing but people that are either willing and able to learn, intelligence-wise, humility-wise, or veteran movers that actually know what's going on. There's a lingo in the moving industry, and if you don't speak it, you don't work here, not unless we feel you're able to learn from us. That's fantastic. And you do all this basically on budget and on time.
We do it on budget and on time. Timeliness is extraordinarily important to us. We like to go with the golden rule when it comes to how we deal with our customers. If I don't put out billing that I wouldn't enjoy or I would not appreciate, we don't like hidden charges. We like it when people show up on time, and we like it when people put out a fair price, and that's the way I like it, and that's the way I give it to my customers.
Speaking of competitive price, you got a great competitive price, but yet your quality is outstanding out there. A lot of reviews online talking about you guys. First of all, tell me about this fleet of trucks you guys have available.
Well, a lot of them aren't here today because they're out working. This is behind us, the one that we call Carnival. They all have a name, but we do have a couple 25-footers, our largest truck here, a couple of smaller trucks. We got a van over there. We do load and unloads in. Obviously, the smaller trucks are for apartments, small jobs, deliveries. The bigger trucks are for the bigger jobs.
So you obviously have a fleet available for any size job somebody has. Let's say somebody out there has their own truck. They've already got their own truck lined up. You guys offer the unloading and loading as well.
Yes, we do. That's what the van's for over there. The crew of guys shows up with tools and dollies, four-wheel dollies, and they show up with any equipment that might be needed. We load and unload their trucks, rental trucks, pods, anything that people need help with. We also show up in the van for in-house moves, designer moves, pack jobs, you name it. But we don't move anything in that van. Yeah.
Obviously, the packing's important, the fleet that they get to, the transporting is important, but honestly, that's half of the deal. You're talking about your staff. We're talking about some trained individuals that basically know how to listen when somebody's giving a direction.
Mm-hmm. Yep. They definitely know how to listen. They wouldn't be here if they didn't. We run a real tight ship here, and if we got headstrong people that aren't able to not listen to direction, they're not going to stick around here. But we are a band of brothers. We get along. We have fun out there. We crack jokes. Customers are not only amazed with our abilities, but they're amazed with our personalities too.
Wonderful. Tell me about your facility here. You're talking about a secured storage facility. Is this for short-term, long-term, or both?
Short-term, long-term, you know, you want us to keep it for a week, a couple of days. You want us to keep it for a couple of years. Definitely works. We do have an alarm system inside the building. We have cameras outside the building. We have cameras inside the building. And we got our dog, our mascot Sheba, the German Shepherd, to protect things too. Now, you know, but she's actually more of a lover than a protector. But yeah, so
Excellent.
it's very tight ship when it comes to all aspects of the company.
And quite a bit of space there as well. I noticed when you walked me through earlier, we're talking about a climate-controlled one as well.
Yes, it is climate controlled. We keep it at a temperature which isn't going to break the bank, but it's going to keep your stuff safe.
Wonderful. Folks, if you'll notice our website at the bottom of the screen right there, what you're going to find basically is click on the website there. You're going to see a chock full of a lot of reviews out there that people have given to the Fischer van lines. They basically going to make your move a memorable and enjoyable experience. Obviously, the first step is to call the number at the bottom of the screen right there if you want to get a quote from their team out here. If you want to do it on your own time, you can actually click there and get an online quote as well. You'll be getting a phone call from somebody back, walking you through what the steps are there as well. Let me ask you, what's nice about it is you guys are able to unload, load, but let's talk about from beginning, like you said, square one. If somebody doesn't even want to do the packing of their boxes, the assembly of their furniture, the disassembly, you guys offer that as well.
Yes, we do. We do all the way from square one. We'll do disassembly, reassembly. We'll place your furniture where you want it. If you don't like it when we place it the first time, we'll place it another 5 or 6 until you're happy. We're all about a happy customer and getting the job done right.
Wonderful. Why is it important out there for our viewers to know to work with a company that's licensed and insured?
Well, if you're not working with a company that's licensed and insured, you have no idea, A, who they are or where they come from, whether or not they're legitimate to begin with, whether or not they're citizens of this great country of ours. And if they're not insured, you know, your furniture could get busted up in the middle of a move and nothing to back it up. If they're not licensed, obviously they might not have any idea what the heck they're doing out there. But that doesn't actually mean when you're licensed and insured that you're going to know what's going on. Please do your research. Please go to the BBB. You know, any website out there which is recommendable. A couple of them, you know, you might want to be leery of. It is kind of easy to write reviews on certain websites, but Yelp is a great place to go. Angie's List is a great place to go. The Better Business Bureau, you can definitely trust them. 123 Movers. The list just goes on and on. Usually, if you Google the name of a moving company, it'll pop up about 10 to 15 websites where you can read reviews. So.
And if you basically go out there and Google these guys, you're going to find what we did, and that's the reason we're out here. Basically, everything from Angie's List to Yelp and everywhere in between, you're basically going to find a company out here that is going to take you by the hand and make sure that moving experience is an enjoyable one. They've got tips right there on their website that'll talk to you about some tips about moving and what have you, which is great. Once again, you go get a quote online. These guys don't like hidden fees as well as you, and so everything's clear, concise, and really understandable to see what it's all about there. They've been 2011, they were talk of the town for exceptional customer satisfaction out there, and basically Jeff's been doing it since age 18, so he brings quite a bit to the plate here. We're talking about your family, their family coming together and basically serving you like he'd serve his own family. And just remember, this is Gary Atencia with CNTV, and God moves in mysterious ways. This is Gary Atencio, and if you don't know, now you know.